Alright guys, so today we're going to be working on the downpipes and O2 bungs for the V8. I have about 8 feet of 3-inch stainless. We have the V-bands that we did on the front section of the headers to convert them to V-band. We're going to be MIG welding the stainless. I know you're not really supposed to, but I've done it a lot in the past and I've never had any issues with it. It seems to work just fine. I do have a TIG welder, but the electrician, when they built the shop and ran the wiring, they actually forgot to put the 210 volt in. So, it is what it is. It'll eventually get put in, but I don't really want to wait around for it because I really want to get this car ready for the springtime because that's coming up pretty fast. It's about -12 in here right now, so I'm fucking freezing, but we're still going to bang this out anyways. Everything we've done so far has worked perfectly. Car starts, doesn't leak anything. Everything's pretty fucking mint. I got to reassemble the front clip and do all that stuff as well, but that's kind of just little tedious shit, so we'll do that later. We're going to dive right into this now, and I'm going to kind of show you guys what's going on. And yeah, so we're gonna get to it. Alright guys, so now the car is a little bit more in the air. It's a little easier to kind of see what's going on underneath. I'll be able to bring the tripod under and show you guys exactly what's going on. Before I actually started to film this, I was kind of worried about how I would show you guys what I'm doing underneath the car, because it's just me here recording by myself, so it's a little bit hard to kind of hold the camera and figure stuff out. But I think this will actually help because the tripod will fit right underneath at the slowest point. I'll show you guys everything, show you guys all under the car, all the cool shit we've done so far. I'll show you all the clearances that we have and the clearances that we kind of don't have, and what I had to kind of push back floor-wise to kind of make everything work. And should be good. So we're going to start cutting some stuff, eyeballing some stuff, and kind of just get our way through this, and we can start fabbing up the rest of the exhaust. Okay, this is the passenger side of the floor. This is the header for the passenger side. I'll show you guys the driver's side in a minute. I actually had to notch this back with a hammer so I could get the V-band and header assembly to actually fit inside the car with the engine attached and everything, because it was actually bumping the bottom of the floor pan here when I installed it the first time, and that just wasn't any good, so I had to push that all back. Essentially what we're going to be doing now is making some sharp 90-degree bends here with some pie cuts, do another 90-degree this way, and then that'll lead the exhaust towards the back of the car, and then I can kind of figure out from there what I want to do with it, where I want to go with it, if I want to just dump it out the side of the fenders, or something crazy like that. I'm not entirely sure, so we'll figure that out as we kind of get along here. I would like to do a true out the back exhaust, because I have the hole in the M-Tech bumper that I really kind of want to use. If I end up not going that route, it's not that big of a deal. It was kind of more of a personal goal rather than an aesthetics goal. But we'll see how far we get with this, and then we'll see kind of what we can do and what we're going to have to move around here. But for the most part, I think it should be good. I really wanted to try and do this myself because I've never done anything like this with headers and pie cuts and all that crazy fab stuff, and I kind of really wanted to just give it a shot. So it's probably not going to turn out the greatest, and I already kind of know that. But I could always just send this car out and then pay like $200-300 bucks, pick it up, and then that's it. And there's not really any fun in that, so I thought I'd really actually give it an honest try and see what happens. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna take you guys with me. If I fuck it up, whatever. If it looks sick, then we come out on top. So let's give this a shot. All right, so this is the driver's side header. This is probably the most fucked up one on the car because of the angles of the dangles and all that other shit, and it really sucks. As you can see right here, we have about 1/8 of clearance between the actual clamp itself and the block, so that's going to be fun to deal with. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do pretty much a pie cut 90 down, and then a pie cut 45 towards the transmission, and keep everything kind of parallel with that, and that'll take us out to the floor pan, and then that'll kind of give us the home stretch in terms of exhaust. I'm not entirely sure what kind of exhaust I'm going to do yet, so please comment below. Either I'm going to dump them out the side of the side skirts just behind the front wheels, or I'm going to run a full exhaust out to the rear, and it'll just be probably a straight pipe 3-inch, maybe a muffler, or I'll just do like ISIS tips or ISR tips, whatever the fuck you want to call them, and then that'll kind of be it. So let me know what you guys want to see, because I'll probably end up picking what you guys pick, because you guys got good taste. You're watching my videos, so that should be it. So we're going to try and do this now, and then we're going to see kind of what happens and what kind of cuts we get out of this, and see if we can actually fabricate this shit. guys, so we got the header system complete for the driver's side of the car. It took a lot longer than I thought it would, but I also didn't really want to fuck anything up, so I just took my time, made sure all my cuts were as close as I could get them with the tools I had. This would have been a lot nicer with a chop saw, that way I could set degrees and stuff, but I didn't have one, so I made this whole thing with an angle grinder. Like I said, it took a lot longer than anticipated, but I'm still pretty happy with the outcome. I've never done anything like this before, and the fact that it actually looks like relatively okay, I'm pretty happy with. So we're going to weld this up. I'll show you guys how it fits afterwards. I'm going to start the time lapse right now. Alright guys, so it's day 2 right now of the pie cut exhaust nonsense that we're going to be doing. We finished the driver's side already, so we're going to go on to the passenger side. I may or may not have to cut the floor, and I'll show you kind of what's going on there. We got the metal out. I got a fresh tank of propane because it's fucking freezing in here. And yeah, so we're going to get to it and see how far we get. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you kind of what's going on and fill you guys in on how far we're getting along here. This is going to be the passenger side header system. As you can see, I had to do some pretty gnarly cuts on this to get the angle that I needed because the floor pan was like the floor sat like right about here. So I had to push the floor up to get enough room to actually slide this in and actually attach to the system. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be cutting 2 more of these pie cuts. And that'll give us, I want to say, probably about 45, maybe 55 degree angle off this. And it'll sit kind of like that in the car. This 2-inch straight will get us underneath the floor. The floor stops about here. And then we'll do another 90 off the bottom of the straight. And then that'll situate us pretty much exactly where we need to be. Like I said before, I want you guys to kind of give me some ideas on exhaust routing. It's either do 2 Y pipes and dump them out the back of the front wheels underneath the side skirts, or maybe drill 2 holes in the side skirts and fit like a dual pipe system in there, or run a true single 3-inch pipe all the way out the back and then do 2 JDM ISR tips or ISIS tips, whatever you guys want to call them. Because I do have a hole in the bumper that I kind of would like to use because it would look kind of weird with, you know, a chop out for an exhaust and there's no exhaust. But like I said, let me know what you guys want to see and I will definitely do that for you guys, because this build is mine just as much as it is yours, so you guys let me know. But I'm going to get chopping on the rest of this thing and hopefully we can get this done by the end of the day. Alright, so we got the downpipes welded, everything's looking sweet, it's airtight, I already checked it, everything's looking good. It doesn't look, you know, weld porn status, but I'm still pretty happy with it. Like I said, I welded this with a MIG on stainless steel, so it's not going to look, you know, amazing. I do have a TIG welder, it's not hooked up yet, but the day it is, I'm going to do some fucking sick shit with that, so just, you know, bear in mind for right now. We're going to be welding in the O2 bungs for the O2 sensors, and I'm going to show you guys a trick that you guys can use at home. Essentially, you have 3 different options to choose from. You have the L-shaped retarder, which is this guy. You have the spark plug anti-fouler, which is this one. The hot rod guys will know what I'm talking about with that one. And then you have the flat tappet style, which is the one we're going to be using today. Just as an example, when you delete your catalytic converters out of your exhaust system, you're going to get a check engine light for either catalytic inefficiency, or you're going to get low voltage bank 1 and bank 2, sensor 2, and you know, depending on how many cylinders you have, Honda, stuff like that. With my car, I did M3 style headers, 2.5 inch to a Y pipe to a single 3-inch out to a tip. I was getting the same code. I had to use one of these guys, thread my O2 sensor into it like that, wind this into the car, and that eliminated my check engine light. For like Japanese style cars and, you know, Subarus and stuff like that, 240s, depending on your setup and what kind of exhaust you have, some will come with them already installed. Others you'll have to modify yourself, or if you're just doing a simple, you know, pipe and a pipe, and then that's it, you just cut out the catalytic converter, or you do a test pipe or something like that. My girlfriend's car uses these guys, which are the spark plug anti-foulers. You can find them at O'Reilly's, you know, A&A, Part Source, you guys in the States, Pep Boys, stuff like that. They'll be in the spark plug and like miscellaneous tool section. Essentially what you have to do is that center hole right there, drill that out to the tip size of your O2 sensor depending on your model. Thread the O2 inside like that. Get a second one, it'll come in a pack of 2. So if you have 2 banks, you're gonna need 4. Thread the other one on top of that, and then thread the whole system into your car, and that eliminates your check engine light. These ones are good for space saving. If you don't have a lot of space between, say, your firewall or your tranny tunnel and your exhaust are coming through, these guys are killer for trying to make everything fit, and they seem to work pretty good. You can weld them on, you can screw them in. They're, you know, various application. For what we're going to be using today, we're going to just be using the flat tappet style ones, and essentially that is just a simple weld on procedure. Just throw it on top like that, weld it onto the downpipe, throw the O2 sensor in, and that's pretty much it, guys. So I'm going to do this real quick, and then I'll check back with you guys in a minute. Alright, so that's pretty much it, guys. Now all it's left to do is just thread the O2 sensors in, put it back in the car, plug them in, hang up the wires we don't need for the post caps like I said before, and that's pretty much it. There's the finished product. Alright guys, so I did a question and answer on Instagram about a couple of days ago, specifically for this video to wrap it up. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, the link will be here and it'll be in the description below. Get on that so you can get on all the cool behind the scenes content before the videos come out. You'll kind of see what I'm working on. So we're going to bang through this real quick. We got V-Dub Sapphire. When are you going to do a burnout? As soon as the car actually fucking runs properly and everything's together, we're going to do a fat shop burnout, take it outside, drive it around the compound, and hopefully it'll be good. We got Stefan Piot. Where are your local drift events held? Local drift events here in Ontario, Canada. We have Shannonville as a top drift. We have Race Wars, TMP in Cayuga, and a little bit of Grand Bend now and then. Shannonville's probably the farthest one away. It's about a 3.5 hour drive one way for me, so that's gonna suck. But the nice thing is this year we have 2-day events as opposed to 1-day events, so it makes the drive a little bit more worthwhile. You leave on the Friday night, wake up Saturday, drift all day, go to sleep, barbecue, hang out with your bros, and then Sunday wake up, drift for like half a day, and then make the trek home. We got Middleton 760. Will you sell me your Dirty 30? No, I won't, because I haven't even fucking driven it yet. But everything is available for a price, my friend. We got E30_Hanky. What was the cause for your first engine to fail? You never answered when I asked a long time ago. Well, first of all, I apologize, man. I'm super busy and I must have just fucking skipped over that, and my bad. Essentially, first engine and gearbox I bought specifically for the manual transmission. That was like my push to kind of, you know, just fuck it, go V8. Second engine I got out of a parts car. It was $400. I couldn't say no. I parted it out and made more than my money back on it to kind of buy more parts for this thing. And I had that engine and gearbox together, so I put that one in complete and just said, you know what, I'll try and mock everything up and make sure everything fits and engine mounts and stuff work and I'm not hitting anything in the frame. And then I said, you know what, fuck it, I might as well try and wire this one up and just see what happens. So I wired it up with the help of my buddy Sam. We worked through all the EWS stuff and OBD2 and all that shit, which I'll get to in another video. And it was actually my fault. I left the toggle for the relay for the computer on, so the injectors were firing, and it burned through, I don't know, probably like a quarter tank of fuel. Filled the engine full of gasoline, went to start it, and I blew through one of the rings. And then we compression tested it, and I had like 25 PSI on cylinder like 2, 4, and 5 or something like that. So that was definitely my fault, and I'm a fucking idiot, but you know what, you live and you learn from your lessons, so it is what it is. Hopefully this one lasts me at least a season, but we'll see. Next one is Snowbros15. Would you like to buy a Sparco E30 seat brace mount? No, but I would like to buy your Miata, my friend. That thing is fucking super cool. They got Tariq Sino. I apologize for murdering this. I know his name, I just can't pronounce it. Tariq C. Hofnick. How many times a week do you make skids? Twice in my pants, man. Poirier 4. This guy is fucking super cool. He's actually doing a Evo rear wheel drive conversion with a bunch of cool ass shit. Big turbo fucking Ford AGGE, whatever the fuck that engine's called. I actually used to watch him before I even made YouTube videos, and then me and him became friends on Facebook, and it's fucking sick. So I'll put the link down in the description so you guys can check that out, because it's fucking super cool. He says, if you were not building an E30, what would you build, and what would it be used for? I would definitely build a 91 Mazda Miata with a 1.8 Torsen differential, SR20 turbo, make like 200 horsepower, and just rip the fucking shit out of that thing. I fucking love those cars. I had like 7 of them, and every single one has been absolutely fantastic. Alright bros, so that wraps up the question and answer, and that's going to end this video. We got the exhaust welded in, we got the bungs on, we got the wiring in for it. Everything's kind of hooked up and ready to rock. Like I said, let me know in the comments below what you guys think I should do for the exhaust, whether I should dump it out the fenders or if I should run it out the back to like a little JDM tip thing. I want to hear what you guys have to say about that. And like I always say, like, comment, subscribe. Peace out bros, keep moving sideways.